Hey friends, it's me and Lena, my teacher friend. So this week we actually don't have a letter. This was our week that we would be together before Easter. So this week we are going to do a couple crafts together. I'm going to tell y'all about a couple crafts. And then we're going to read some stories and just talk about the Easter story together. So I'm going to start by reading this really sweet book. It's called The Easter Story. I'm going to move you closer. Okay. It was a long, dark night. Jesus was in trouble. Some people said he was the king of the Jews. King Herod didn't like that. While Jesus prayed, Peter, James, and John sat under the trees keeping watch. But one by one, they fell asleep. Before sunrise, Jesus saw another disciple coming. It was Judas, with a crowd carrying torches and swords. Jesus woke the disciples. "Hello, Master," said Judas, and he kissed Jesus on the cheek. Now the priests knew which man was Jesus. Jesus was arrested. Peter swung his sword, but Jesus told him not to fight. Peter, James, and John ran away. Jesus was taken to the chief of priests. Peter had followed and was listening from a safe distance, but someone spotted him. "You were with Jesus," they said. "No, I wasn't," said Peter. "I don't know him." 3 times Peter said he didn't know Jesus, just as Jesus said he would. "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" Then the rooster crowed, and Peter cried because he hadn't stood up for Jesus. The priest took Jesus to Pilate, the Roman governor. "Are you the king of the Jews?" Pilate asked him. Jesus said nothing. Pilate asked the crowd, "What has he done? He's hurt no one." But the crowd was angry. "Who shall I let go?" asked Pilate. "Barabbas, the murderer? Jesus, the king of Jews?" "Let Barabbas go," they cried. Pilate was amazed, but he let Barabbas go. "Boo," said the crowd. The crowd made fun of Jesus. He was taken to a hill called Calvary. They put a crown of thorns on his head. Jesus was nailed to a wooden cross between 2 thieves. "If you are the Son of God," said the mean thief, "why don't you save yourself?" "What has he done? He's hurt no one," said the kind thief. At midday, the sky went dark. The darkness lasted for 3 hours. "God, forgive them," Jesus cried. "They don't know what they are doing." At the same moment, the earth rumbled and Jesus died. A Roman soldier was standing guard. "He really was the Son of God," he said. That evening, a man named Joseph took Jesus' body to a stone tomb. He washed Jesus and dressed him in clean clothes. Then he rolled a heavy stone over the opening of the tomb. Soldiers came to the tomb to guard it. At this time, Jesus' friend, Mary Magdalene, and Mary from Galilee were watching. You see, they're watching the tomb. Two days later, Mary Magdalene and Mary from Galilee came back to the tomb. The soldiers were gone. The stone was rolled back, and the tomb was empty. A shining angel said, "Don't be afraid. Jesus is alive." They ran quickly to the disciples, but on the way they met Jesus. "Don't be afraid," said Jesus. "I will meet the disciples in Galilee." The disciples went to Galilee and waited. While they were talking, Jesus suddenly appeared, and they were frightened. "Why are you afraid?" asked Jesus. "It is me." He showed them the marks on his hands and feet from the cross. "Go and tell the world what I have taught you. Tell them they should be sorry for what they have done wrong. If other people do bad things, we should forgive them." Jesus led his disciples to a place near Bethany. He lifted up his hands and blessed them. Jesus left them and was taken up into heaven. The disciples went out into the world. They spread God's message just as Jesus had told them. And that is why we celebrate Easter. It's not about the Easter bunny or Easter baskets or Easter egg hunts. It's because Jesus died on the cross and rose again and then ascended into heaven. And that is the good news, friends. That is the good news. So I'm going to tell you about a craft you can do with your mom and dads at home and brothers and sisters if they want to play along too. That is going to remind us of Calvary and how Jesus died on the cross for us, but rose again and ascended into heaven. So if you have a coffee filter, you can flatten it out. Lena colored this one for me earlier, so it would be dry for me to show you guys. But she colored, let's see, I think this way. She colored yellow on the bottom, and then orange, and then pink. And then she took a water bottle. She colored them with markers. So you color it with markers. I'm going to show them. And then you spray it down with your water bottle, or you can just sprinkle some water on there. And then all the colors will kind of melt together. And when it dries, you will have like the sunrise.
And that got a little bit too wet, so it's a little space.
It's okay.
You don't have to make it like that. It's just
That's right. If you don't have a coffee filter, your moms can help you cut out the crosses. You could take a paper plate and color the back. See, and it will go right on there. And if you don't have a coffee filter, but you wanted to use the markers, you could use a paper towel. And you can color the paper towel with the 3 colors and then put this on top there.
And you can cut out a circle.
Yeah.
And then you can use a big plate if you want to.
Yeah, you can use that. So if you guys make the craft, be sure to post a picture of it below so I can see it. And I am going to share a few more Easter stories this week and then another craft that we can do another day. I love you guys. I miss you so much. I know that they announced that school won't be coming back this year, and it makes my heart so sad because I just love you guys to pieces. But we are doing the right thing by staying home and keeping everybody safe. So we are praying for you guys and love you guys so much.